hear myself through my headphones. Yes, man. Like, I feel real good about this right now.
Pay attention, because you are now listening to Permission to Speak Freely.
We're going to start out. We're going to get all the smoke out the way with everybody that we got smoke with. Like, we got smoke with a lot of people, man. Joe Button on that list somewhere. The Joe Button pod on that smoke list somewhere. Not Joe, but somewhere on that list, that pod on it. We're going to talk about that because they got it the Navy kind of hard. But I got smoke for y'all too, man. So, you know, as I'm, I don't know what to say, as I'm going about my week, you know, I'm seeing y'all moving around like on social media, doing what y'all do, right? And we ain't even made it yet, right? You know what I'm saying? The pod ain't even off the ground yet. I see Damon selling blenders. I see Damon selling blenders. Damon selling blenders and golf carts and shit on Amazon. Damon is selling blenders in the streets, man. It is crazy, man. I ain't know what was going on. David don't never post on social media. Never. He never posts on social media. He got 10 posts selling blenders and forming grills. Like, what's going on, man? Like, what's up with that, David?
Oh, you got me on that one, bro. I ain't really even got no comeback for that shit, bro.
No, yeah, I want to hear it. I need to know why you selling blenders out here in the street.
Hey, bro. Well, I tell you, man, to be honest with you, man, I was just trying this shit out, man, because you know you got all these damn little videos telling you to do this shit for free, and you ain't got to do nothing. You just sit up there and just make some money off it. So I said, shit, I'm all about making some money, so let me just try some shit. And
how much money you made?
And I ain't sold shit.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't no passion behind your sell. It's just a picture of a blender.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
Like, you not really saying that.
It wasn't my passion. I was just trying something out, guys. That's all. I was just trying something out, man.
Ain't that wrong with that, David?
I see Tish out there doing her thing, you know what I mean, in the business world. So I just tried some shit. That's all.
What business you saw her doing? I saw her doing a business too. She was promoting something too. What
she was promoting. I didn't see what she was promoting.
What she was promoting? Weave or hairstylist or something? I saw her promoting her hair.
Oh, no, my hairstylist.
We ain't made it yet.
No, my hairstylist. Okay, so I did promote a lot this week.
She's selling that Boy Scout popcorn.
I was selling popcorn. And then my, the girl who does my hair, she had posted. Okay. So I just
know what you're not promoting,
a quick little repost. I did. Y'all don't be seeing it, but I be putting it on there. I be late.
Good. All right, let's get the Joe and them. Let's get all our smoke out the way. After Joe and them, our broke ass cousins. Y'all next up. Our broke ass cousins, y'all next up. But let's get the Joe and them.
They kept on saying that he was a Marine specifically.
But people are trained. Some people might look at the Marines like they soft. I know that's a thing.
No,
you trained.
No, they them. That's the Navy that they look at like
they
look at the Navy and the Air Force. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You just trained a certain way different than
my smoke. I really don't have smoke for Joe and them. But hey, Navy, man. Navy people, man. We gonna let them talk about us like this, man.
No, man. I got smoke for Joe.
Nice.
I got some smoke for Joe. It's on Joe podcast, man. First off, the Navy has never been known to be soft. I'm sorry. We ain't never been known to be soft. Marines, I agree, they never been known to be soft either. But hey, the background, your background singers back there, they're talking about it's the Navy. No. Air Force, I would have let them make it. You know what I mean?
No.
The Navy, no. We ain't soft. You know what? Joe, holla at your boy, man. I need to come on the podcast and talk to you guys on there and talk about the Navy because we ain't soft, man. Have you ever heard of Navy SEALs? You know what I mean?
Well, they said that. They said that. I said the SEALs are, he said the SEALs are.
He separated them and said the SEALs hard, but the rest of the Navy soft. We got to talk to Joe about this, man. Oh my goodness, man.
They said the SEALs, and then like a couple pods ago, they was talking about how Marines leave for deployment and how their wives cheat on them. Or whatever. That was a couple pods ago.
Man, what kind of topics Joe be talking about, man?
Joe and them be going hard on us, man. Joe and them, Navy, man. Navy, man.
Y'all can't facts, no.
Y'all can't let Joe and them get off with us like that.
Man. Oh, my goodness, man.
Right.
So we got smoke for another group of people. Distant cousins, right? Distant cousin Skeeter, cousin Tremaine. Hey, check it out, man. It's been 3 years. It's been 3 years since we talked last. And it's only one reason why. Because every damn time I see you, you asking me for some money. Are you telling me about your problems? Right? Are you telling me I don't understand your problems? I understand your problems. You broke. I get it. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand my problems. We got Libx at balls because his pre-underway checks commence at 0600 on a federal holiday. You don't understand those problems. Those are my problems. You know what I'm saying? Reveille got pushed up an hour. You don't know what that means. You don't understand. I understand your problem. You broke as hell. That's your problem. Yeah, you know, man. when I told you I was joining the military, you told me you was going to ITT Tech. You know what I'm saying? You said you was going to ITT Tech.
That sounds good, boy.
You said, right? You watched Full Metal Jacket. You watched the first half of Full Metal Jacket and said you ain't had a discipline for boot camp. So your ass took it to ITT Tech. ITT Tech got shut down. You know what I'm saying? Now you at the family reunion and you telling me about all your woes and how your second baby mama did this with the car. I don't got time for that, man. Just because we in the military don't mean we millionaires.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? You see that flat screen on my wall? You see that flat screen on my wall? You know what I used to pay for that? A military star card.
Come on, talk to him, Damo.
I would be paying that shit back for another year and a half.
You out there talking to all the families out there, man. They don't understand, man. All the families. That's who you talking to right now, man. I got an uncle, man. He be killing you, boy, man. Every time I come to the crib, man, my uncle be on me, boy. I'm talking about I can't leave his sight, bro. Can't leave his sight. Hey, what you doing? What you doing? Let me hold something. Neff. Let me hold something, Neff. You know what I mean? Hey, I got one more thing I want to say about it, man. I remember this one time, man, I was young, man. We went back home. I had just came off this IA in Cuba, man. I just came off this IA. And he going in, we in the club, man. He telling everybody, you know, I just came from Iraq. He was in the war. You know what I mean? He's like, he was getting shot at. I'll let him, man. That's my nephew right there, man. Talk to him. He just got back from the war. And that dude making up so much shit, bro. He had all these people coming over there, man, talking to me and shit, man. Everybody in there talking to me about this. I'm like, oh, I got to go with the flow. So yes,
I
was lying and shit. Hey, the whole 9 yards, man. He made all these stories up, man. I had to go right with the flow, man. Yeah. Damn shame.
When you say you was deployed, they automatically think you know you was at war. So, you know they be like, yo, you was over there. I was over there. I was over there.
Hey, bro, they come out and ask me the question, man. Like. Was it Afghanistan and Iraq? And I ain't been to neither. You know what I mean? I gotta go with the flow, bro. Yeah, it was Iraq. You know?
You try to pick the hardest joke. Yeah, it was Iraq.
Oh my goodness, man. It's crazy.
Like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. You know, it's traumatic. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, you can do that too. It's just so much happening over there.
That's probably what I should have did, though.
I'm still messed up about that. Like, leave me alone, bro.
Staring off, like
that shit funny.
That's crazy, man. Hey,
that's gonna be me in the VA next week.
Oh, for real? Oh yeah, you got to get that right. You got to get your 100 right. The journey to 100. VA people got smoke with us. The VA people got smoke with us. So, you know, I'm going to leave it alone, man. The VA people got that smoke.
The VA got smoke with us?
They like, yo.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's like usual suspects. They seeing people start limping when they walk in there, and then they walk out and they start street walking and stuff like that. VA people, they got that smoke. We're talking about it.
I'm retiring soon. I ain't messing with the VA, man. What's up, y'all?
Yeah. I ain't either. They're my friends. I'm broke now.
Yo, when you get to a certain time, when you get to a certain time of your career, people just tell you like how much the scars on your body and stuff worth. You know what I'm saying? They be like, "Oh, you limping? Yo, you could get like 20 for that."
Right.
Somebody was like, he was looking at my neck. He's like, "Oh, you got a little bit of bumps." He's like, "Keep your paperwork. You could get like 10 for that. You get 10% for that. Like, I'm like, damn, yo. Yeah, I twitching a little bit. That's 5, dog. Make sure you document that.
And it's crazy how they got the percentages down, though, man. Overtired guys, they got the percentages down, boy. Yeah,
they
get some of this. They
really do.
Yeah, they'll hook you up. Yeah. I want to give a shout out to TikTok, man, or the people that's not TikTok, you know what I mean? But our TikTok, the people that's on our TikTok. We had a good, I felt like it was a good, positive Navy moment. You know, we posted a post about rates, and like most of the people, I saw like 2 out of 200 and something, you know, comments in there that seemed like they could have been a little negative or something like that. But most of the people was positive. It was people that, like vets that was like, man, I missed my time in the Navy. Another person said, Dad, this make me regret, you know, getting out. So it was like a feel good moment for race. And then, you know, you still had the competitive rivalries, like, you know, people talking trash about each other, but it was all in fun, you know. But we did get smoked from one group of people more than every other group, and that was aviation. Aviation came with smoke. And I'm telling y'all now, aviation, that's Damon's fault. That's Damon's fault, right? And look, we're going to circle back to why that's Damon's fault in 1 second, right? But what I hope that we could do right now, and we'll stop at Damon, we'll start at me, we go to Teach, then we go to Damon. Teach wasn't here when we recorded that episode too. Keep that in mind, right? I want to take all the...
So don't give me no smoke.
Right, all the smoke
all
on Teach,
Damon.
Put it all on Damon. But what I want to do first is I want us to talk about our careers, right? For our listeners and stuff like that, not like full long stories, but just our career history, like what ships and commands we were at. So my first command was a cruiser. No aviation, no AOs, no ABs, none of that, right? That's the cruiser, right? After the cruiser, I went to the Naval Academy. No AOs, no ABs, no aviation was at the Naval Academy, right? After the academy, that's the half ships. I bet I was at LCS. Man. Let me just say, I was at LCS, right? I was gonna say 2.5, but I was at LCS and I did both platforms. But surprisingly, no AOs, no ABs, no ABEs, whoever it was, no aviation was there. Yeah, when we went on deployment, a helicopter crew came, but I don't think that's the same, you know, aviation we talk about. After the LCS, I went to a DDG. Guess what? No aviation. After DDG, I went to a regional command, like in like the N1 department, the admin job. It's definitely no aviation rates there at all, right? You know, that's shore duty. However, I'm on my way to a carrier. When I get to the carrier, aviation, trust me, I'm going to hold y'all asses down. Tish, what's your rundown?
So I joined as a CTA, right?
Uh-huh.
So I went to Nyack, Maryland. Uh-huh. Since we're on there was no aviation. Uh-huh. Then I went to Nyack, Hawaii after that.
Yeah.
You know, same group of people, the CTs. Yeah, no, they weird, but there was no aviation there either. Then I converted over to LN, went to A school, then went to Millington, NPC, like over in there.
Yeah.
You know, they had their aviation rate, but I wasn't a part of NPC, but there wasn't any flight decks and stuff around there.
Yeah,
so I didn't really interact with aviation people there either. And then after that, I went to Okinawa, Strike Group 7. Mm-hmm. We would embark on the BHR. They had the aviation, there on the BHR, but I was only embarked. So I got on, I did my thing. For 3 months, I got off. I would step over the aviation people as they were laying around. But, I didn't really interact with them like that because I was staff, you know?
So how'd you step over them? How'd you step over them? Did you step over them like Iverson stepped over to Ron? Sleep. Yeah, but was it like Iverson stepping over to Ron Lou, or was it like I'm being careful? The aviation got smoke with us. Okay,
like, they knocked out.
Okay.
They just be sleep wherever.
All right.
Same as the Marines. They just sleep wherever. And I just, just kind of step over them as I'm going where I'm going. I'm just trying to get to, where I'm going. And then I came back here to, back to Legal Command, RILSO, and now SurfPac. And
let me guess.
Those,
Let me guess. No aviation.
No.
Okay.
No aviation. No aviation. So I can't really speak on it.
Yeah, man. Those I'm sure you can't, man. You ain't named but like 2 commands. Yeah. But So I know what Damo get that, so I'm gonna go ahead and name my commands. I know what kind of route he rolling. Know what kind
the
of
people know, man.
He getting that here. But first two command was 2 frigates. Then I went to DDG. After that DDG, I went to 2 frigates, DDG. Then I went to shore duty. No aviation yet.
Yeah, okay.
And then I went to another DDG, and after that, I ended up going to aircraft.
Are you trying to hold on? You say you went.
I went to an aircraft carrier.
The last 5 minutes was for you to get here. This is the last 5 minutes.
I worked with some aviation guys, so I know that was Damo trying to get at. So I did work with some aviation guys, but I also want to say this was Damo topic.
No, it wasn't.
I feel
this
like
wasn't
it was his topic.
It wasn't a topic. It came out of nowhere.
Well, Damo came up with So, but back to the aviation real quick though, man. I do got some fun memories of you guys, man. I want to hit on real quick, just for the aviation guys, man. I remember you guys very well because you guys own the hangar bays, and you guys know them hangar bays is huge in there, right? Like football fields or whatever they want to say. The length of them, they're huge, right? It seems like everybody is sitting in there. And you walk through there and you standing there for too long, you might get checked. You might get checked in that hangar, man, if you stand there too long, man. And then they always stand up in huddles. Seem like they all work out. They all kind of big. You know what I mean? I don't know what the ones that stand in the hangar. So all of them ain't big, but the ones that stand in the hangar, those are the ones that's big, right? They always stand in there, man. So it's all about the little territory, right? And then I remember one day, man, like they gangster too, man. One day, I don't know, like I got a little bit of, gang affiliate. I know the verbiages and stuff, man. One day I was in there walking through, and I'm about to go through the little, through the quick acting watertight door, and I hear some swoop whoop. And I'm like,
oh man.
I look around like,
real
where the hell I'm at? Right? I thought I was back at home somewhere. I didn't know what was going on, man. I had to look around, and boy, I looked around, and they people started huddling up, and I said, "Oh, let me get up in here, man. Let me get up in this hatch." I didn't know what was going on. Let me get up out of here, man. So you got a little. They hold it down for their little territory on the ship, man, and also they got a little gangster too, man. No aviation, man.
Like actual gangsters, like criminals,
right? like real territorial. That's true.
For real,
that is true.
They got you, Tish. They got you when you was trying to walk through.
I do. Now that he said that, I do remember them like always shuffling people up out of there. Like you can't stay in there too long. Don't think you about to store something. I'm like, nah.
I'm about to go to a character. I'm about to go to a carrier. They gonna have that smoke for me like that. Like,
yeah, man. They gonna tell you to move along, man. Move along.
Aviation, show me some love, man. Show me some love when I get there, man.
Right after they had that. They do the sections change in the hangar. You know what I'm saying?
From duty section turnover,
right? Duty section.
Man, he forgot. Damon forgot the name, but he forgot the term.
Yeah, I know. Duty section's been so long.
The sections change. You talking about turnover, dog?
Duty section turnover, man.
Hey, man, you need to get back on duty.
You got 10 minutes to talk about what you need to talk about in that hangar after duty section turnover, man. They moving you along up in that motherfucker, man. Go on about your business, man. Get on up out of here.
Aviation, another rate that we didn't talk about, right? We ain't talk about every rate. The Marines, they like, hey, talk about us. We don't even know, like, what y'all do. Like, we don't know your
Marine experience at all.
Because when they get on the ship, they don't do nothing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we know. Yeah,
I got some friends that's Marines, though. Don't get it twisted. I got a couple of friends that's Marines, so we just don't know what you guys do, man. I know you in the Marines. I know you, my homie. We hang out, but I don't know what you do. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it is what it is, man.
When I was on BHR and they would embark on there, they were just in a way. Kind of like I said, the same as aviation is always just in a way. They be like all up in the gym.
They hogging up the gym. With the Marines, man.
I'm with the smoke. I'm with all the smoke. They hogging up the gym. Even like they have like Marine hours, Navy hours. They in the gym in Navy hours with them little ass shorts.
Yeah. Hey, Tish, man. See, you know what the problem is though, Tish? They not gonna come for you. You know what I'm saying? When they come, they gonna come for us, and we gonna get the smoke first. Like we gonna get whatever they got to offer first. We gonna get whatever they got to offer.
I be throwing my rock and be like, my brother's gonna beat you up.
Yeah, like they gonna give it to us first, man. But like I said, like we didn't talk about Yeoman, right? And that's probably because we talked about Yeoman a whole lot. We also ain't talk about HMs, but I do want to talk about Yeoman for a second, right? And y'all could chime in whenever. The women, Yeoman. So I hate to have like these conversations about like gender and sex and all that stuff because it's always divisive. I don't want to be divisive right now, but I'm gonna talk about women Yeoman for a second because women Yeoman y'all got them attitudes, man. They don't play no games, yo. They like Mama Bear, but y'all got them attitudes. They don't play no games, right? And I always feel bad for that one dude Yeoman that's in the office with the ladies, because the ladies don't play, but the one dude, he'll help you. You know what I'm saying? And they always sit his ass. They always sit the one dude, Yeoman. It's only on a small boy in the office with one dude, and he got to be a second class, because by the time they hit first class, they like hip and they start having their own way. But before that one Yeoman that's a third or a second, you know he gonna help you. Like if you go up to the office and you see him, because you can see his ass like the side of him or something. You go to the office, you see him, and you go in there. Then you look over though, and you see YN1 ass right there. And she ain't looking at you. She ain't looking at you, right? But then you like, either he a PSR YNO man, but you like, hey, PS2. Can you, and PS2 pulling up whatever it is you need. And then YN1 turn around. She give him that look. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know the look. Y'all know the look. You got
other shit you could be doing right now.
Yeah. It's the, what did we tell you last night? Look. What did we tell you? Look. And then what does he do after that? After he pulled up the little system that you need him in, he be like, yo, I don't got access for that, senior. And you like, yo, you got it. It's on your screen. He like, yeah, that's on my screen, but I don't got permission for the thing you need me to do.
You need
right?
Yeah, it's permissions for the permissions.
And then what YN1 do after that? She turn around and she say, what's up, senior? And you already know you ain't gonna get no help. Because if they throw the senior after the what's up, you ain't getting no help. What's up, senior? Or what you need, senior? If it's senior, what's up? Or senior, what you need? They gonna help you out. But if it's what's up, senior, you ain't getting no damn help. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Then you tell her what you need, and she point to the office hours that you already saw when you walked up in that mug. You just say, well, to say that because you knew that YN2 was going to help your ass out. So when she point to the office hours, we can't help you right now. Come back at such and such time, as if she knew the watch bill, because that's the exact damn time that your ass is on watch. No problem. I can help you out tomorrow. But one thing about the YN1s, and trust me, I rock with them. I rock with the women YNs a whole lot, right? I do. And they care about each other a whole damn lot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But one thing about them is they take care of their people. That same YN2, the dude, if you a guy and you like trying to be his friend, they know the power of that shit. You know what I mean? If you get cool with a YN, you got all the admin like powers and shit. So they like real hard to like, it's hard to get in with even the dude. Like they be like protective. Like where y'all going on Liberty? Like what y'all doing? You like, yo, we about to, and the dude, he be trying to break free so he can show you like, yo, he try to play basketball. Let's go play basketball. Dog. He try to do like dude shit. Like just to show you like dude shit.
He's like, no, we going on Liberty together.
Only thing I care about is where the girls at out here, dog. You like, yo, it's cool, bro. Like, we got you. We got you. But the YN1, the women and all of that, the YN1, YNC, the ladies in there, they got him tight because they know the power that come with getting there with them. Yeah. But I love y'all because they like family. Whenever I'm always cool with a YN. Whenever I go to admin, it's like going to mama's house. It's almost like you could smell the damn cornbread up in that mug. You know what I mean? For real, I'm serious, man. But y'all know how y'all be doing them young YN2s, man. Y'all know how y'all be doing them, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's my experience. I don't know about y'all.
I had it good though, man, with the YNs, man. But I know how to work the game though. Let me tell you the game I used to work with YN1. Like we had a YN1 used to be the same way, which is the same way you talk about. What you doing, senior? What's going on, senior? Like, But I always go in there and then knock on that door. And I always start out with some DSET stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got this DSET training going on, blah, blah, blah. And then I ask my question. You know what I mean? On what I need from that. So I had to play it off first, get in good, have a good conversation. Then I get what I need, you know what I mean, from YN1, man. But yeah, you're right, man.
I got a question though. You ever go to the dude YN2 and know they must have got in his ass? Like ain't no other YNs in there. The ladies ain't in there, but it's just a dude. But you could tell that they got in his ass when you go to him because it's like he want to help, but he kind of can't.
Hey,
like they got his ass.
Look. Not only do he want to help, he's looking over my shoulder.
Yeah,
like thinking they may be coming. Yeah, so I can't help you, right? When my system come back up, he peeking over my shoulders. You know what I mean? Like, I see that shit before, man.
Hey, see, you beat me on the smoke day. Beat me on the smoke day.
It's so funny because at every duty station, like as you're talking, I'm thinking back. I know that YN2 at every single duty station up to now. There was always that dude YN2.
Yeah, it's true.
And then, you had the YN1 or the YNC that just was not happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true.
Was not having it.
And that YN2 normally the one that take the late folders to the CO. That's that YN2. You know what I'm saying? Hey, go run these up to the CO real quick.
You're right.
He none of YN.
Hey, speaking of running the stuff up to the. Hey, speaking of running the stuff up to the captain, and I think the XO too, right? I remember one time, man, this YN, it was a conversation about should he be taking the captain's trash out.
Oh yeah, that was on Facebook, right?
Oh. This happened on the ship. They asked though. They just asked the question. And it was funny as hell, man. Like, man, it's just a courtesy thing, man. It's the captain. You know, he ain't got that much trash in there anyway. Just grab his little trash on your way out when you have the folders, drop them out. And I think it was the YN3. Like, they didn't feel like they should be taking the captain's trash out. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was a thing. Yeah. But I remember the chief telling this, not about that, man. It's about a courtesy thing. The captain of the ship, blah, blah, blah. Conversation went well with him, though. I mean, he understood, but I just remember that was coming up. It was an actual conversation about it.
That's crazy. I know it was a post too, because we talked about it on here. I know. So it must be something that happens or whatever like that.
Yeah, man.
For the listeners, if we got new listeners, welcome. You know,
welcome.
Is welcome aboard corny? Like if we say that, if we say welcome aboard,
it's real corny.
It's wow. Huh? That's a violation. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard, guys. Welcome aboard. Welcome to Mission Speak Freely.
We ain't rolling like that right there.
I'm on BS all day today. I'm on BS. I don't like whatever topic, it's certain topics I don't even want to talk about because I'm in a good mood. I'm on BS. I need to have some fun today. I might do something serious on Do Better, but I got nothing going on, man. I'm close to leaving my command. Checking out. I got my C-cell board. I got my C-cell board like 2 days before I report to my new command. I'm gonna be on leave when I do that. I'm getting ready for that. But hey, I'm on BS.
And that was one of your goals, right? To finish that before you left?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, man. It's almost done. But if there's any XO, CO, CMCs, Commodores, whoever, if you listen to this podcast, just know that me, Damo, this voice is gonna be on some BS all episode. So if somebody suggested to you because this was a good source of learning or a good professional development podcast or whatever like that, it is at times. It is. It probably will be for a little bit today, but I'm having fun. I'm on BS. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's
man.
Me.
I'm going to be on a little bit of BS today too, man. Just a little bit though. Just a little bit. First I want to start off and say, hey man, last night I went to this Lil Wayne concert.
Okay.
So the first half of Lil Wayne concert was like an hour and something, just a straight DJ.
Yeah.
Playing music, DJing it up. DJ. But it was some good music, so I wasn't hating too bad because he didn't have no opener. So I'm like, okay, so he gonna play a little DJ, get it right. Then Lil Wayne gonna pop up out of here. 3 hours later, they come out and say, hey, Lil Wayne ain't feeling well. He pulled up, wasn't feeling it, and then he left or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Bro.
Wow.
You guys know that motherfucker wasn't coming a long time ago. You could have let us go a long time ago. Right? Got us there sitting there. Then gonna have a nerve at a little bit after midnight, send an email out saying he's gonna come today. No. No. I'm not coming back today. I need my money, yo. I need my money. That was over 200, over 200 and some a pop. I need that. And then on top of that, we had the VIP merch. So we got a little VIP merch. So we paid a little extra for that, right?
Yeah.
So afterwards, they still gave the merch out. So I go through that. Y'all, I made some little Wayne shit up and go. Man, so they gave us a little fanny pack. A little clear fanny pack, right? And it had some skateboard wheels in it. Mm-hmm. What in the hell I'm gonna do with some skateboard wheels, bro? I don't know.
I was wondering I thought you was gonna say what I'm gonna do with a fanny pack. I thought you was gonna say what I'm gonna do with a fanny pack.
A clear fanny pack.
Right,
you know, the clear fanny pack, man, I won't wear it, but I can see, because all these venues now you go to, you got to have some kind of little clear thing to go in. So that may could be useful down the road. I don't know. But the skateboard wheels though in there, man, what I'm doing with this shit, man? I don't know. But I'm a little upset about that, man. So we emailed them back. Don't try to get this money back, man. Man, come on. Come up off that cheese, man. Ain't nobody can
you need to get your money back for the VIP.
Yeah, we got other things to do today, right? We plan for this day. You can't just we'll do it tomorrow. No, motherfucker.
Did you buy the tickets, or did you just sell enough blenders that like the tickets came to proceeds?
What happened?
I said, did you buy?
Yeah, we bought the damn tickets. Hell.
I thought maybe
they come from no blender sales.
I thought maybe you sold enough. Bro, I thought maybe you sold enough ninjas. Man. I thought maybe you got enough ninjas off that they just gave you the tickets.
Hey man, I ain't trying to promote those blenders, but they on my Facebook, man. Y'all want what?
No,
I ain't trying to promote that though. You know what I'm saying?
No, we just went off the rails, man.
Oh man.
This is sophisticated military programming.
All right, babe.
I got smoke. Man. I forgot. I got smoke for somebody else, man. Navy Times, man. So listen, the PTSF Facebook account holder, whoever that is, they posted something from an article from Navy Times about mental health, right? You figure it's Mental Health Awareness Month. Why not post this article about, mental health? However, the PTSF account holder and poster didn't read the article. They just decided to share it, with the masses. But they should have known that if it was Navy Times, it was going to be some bullshit, So people actually read the article and they started commenting on there, asking the PTSF account holder questions that the PTSF account holder couldn't answer because they never read that damn article, right? So listen, I got in his ass, y'all. Whoever that account holder is, I got in his ass. They will never post articles again that they did not read, especially if they come from Navy crimes. We have learned our lesson.
We had to talk with him, man. We have
learned our lesson. All right, here's the first serious topic. The plight of the white sailor and the no-shave chick, right? And I was on Facebook, of course, right? And something got posted, and I saw a bunch of people talking about no-shave chicks, and I was talking to somebody because they were saying the word Caucasian. I say the word white because that's what it was in the EO manual. Was white was an acceptable word, so I try my best to say that. I know some people say Caucasian, whatever it was. In no way, shape, or form am I intending to be disrespectful in any way. But, and I don't think white dudes get upset about stuff like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like dudes, it's things that we just don't get upset about. However, so a bunch of people on this post, majority of them were white males, and they were talking about how the no shave shit is not equal. Right. And we talked about that in the beginning of the pod. But I want to talk to y'all about that. Are they right? Because they got smoke, man. They got smoke for the HMs, giving no shave chicks to every black dude. Somebody was telling me I could get a no shave chick. I think I'm good. he squinted his eyes. He looked real hard. He was like, nah, you got like a bump right there. Like, he was like, you got a bump like right there.
Yeah,
you get a no shave shit, right? So I want to know, do y'all think it's inequality when it comes to these no shave chits? And do our white brothers in the Navy need to be treated fairly?
Well, I'll start it off, Tish. Actually, I think it is fair, man. Right? For one, yeah, it's fair, man. It's fair, right? For straight up, because I'm going to tell you this, man.
Get him, y'all. Get his ass. Get on his ass, y'all.
So I have seen some of my white brothers out there with no shave chits, and they had a good reason to have one. They shit was all knotted up and it was all jacked up, and they needed one, right? Being an African American, our shit curls a lot. Curls back into our skin and make these bumps and make this stuff crazy, right? Their hair is not like that, right? So it's a difference. So it's going to be more African Americans have no shave chits than the white guys. Not all. I mean, it's just more. It's going to be like that. The numbers is going to be different, right?
Yeah. So
from that standpoint, I think it's fair. But also from a human standpoint, they have a little bit of a point, because sometimes an African American just walk up in there, you think they deserve a shave chit. You know what I mean? Because the numbers are more, right? So automatically you may get looked at. A white guy may walk in, and time they walk in, and get up out of here. So it is
that ain't right.
So it is something right to it. But I do think it's more fair than not, though.
I'm on y'all side.
Who's y'all? What's the y'all? Which y'all?
It feel weird. I don't know. My white brothers, like, I'm on their side. That just feels weird to say that, but I'm on their side. They should get equal treatment. What about you, T? What about you, Tish?
I've seen also people who are not black that had no shave chits too. And me, from a female perspective that loves beard, like, listen, I think everybody should be able to have a beard. Like, just give everybody no shave chit. Yeah. Because I just think that they look better. Like, the men look better with, it seems like the Navy men have like grown up.
No, because you probably because they hiding them nasty ass chins. I mean,
that's true. Some of them booty chins,
shit, you know,
some booty chins. They should have a no shave chit for real. They should definitely have one. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I have seen people who are not black guys, so I just think, they giving them out how they need to give them out.
So I'm the only one on this side.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep. Because I've seen people who needed one that were not black to get them.
Yeah.
So I think it's just perception. The perception is the HMs out there throwing out no shave chits to black men like Oprah, but there's actually a need.
It's not like that, HMs. I'm on y'all side, HMs. I know you guys doing a great job.
Trying to defer to the HMs. Listen, I was with my boy Tony D, and we were together. I got a no shave shit. His ass got sent back home, bumpy as hell. So,
he was bumpy?
Yeah, he was messed up. Yeah, he was going through it, man. He was pissed. I told the story like on our first episode or whatever. Like, he was pissed, yo. All right, next question. Straight to it, right? You got a seller, right? Your seller's in trouble. Can you hear me, Damon?
Yeah.
All right, you got a seller. Your seller's in trouble, right? Something happened. They in trouble. You get the temperature from the mess, and it ain't that bad. You know what I mean? Whatever happened, it ain't that bad. Maybe it's not even your seller. And you tell the seller, like, yo, you good. You know what I'm saying? Just go in there, tell your truth, just be upfront, be open, and you're going to be all right. And then you see that seller after you probably was at the DRB. But after the DRB, you find out that seller was not all right. You know what I'm saying? That seller goes to XOI, then NJP. Their half months pay tops too. Their reduction in rate. Have y'all ever told a seller that they were good and they ass got in trouble?
Yeah.
Well, Damo.
I want to hear your story. I want to hear T's story first.
Go ahead, Tish.
I feel like it's been maybe a few times when it was like my sailor, it was like, you should be all right.
Yeah.
Like, you should be good.
That's what you said. Just tell the truth. Just be honest.
Well, no, I I would just say, you know, what you gonna say? Don't go in there with no bullshit because they're gonna eat your ass alive.
Yeah.
But I would be like, I think you'll be fine. You know, if whatever you go, like, say whatever you gonna say. Don't say too much, but whatever it is you're gonna say, just go ahead and say it. If you're telling the truth, you should be fine. Or that, you know, if you go in there lying, they're gonna catch you. So whatever you say, you know, kind of encouraging them to tell the truth. Because like, hey, if you go in there lying, they're gonna eat you alive. Like everybody in there been there, done that. Yeah. So they went in and, you know,
stood on their own too.
Stood on their own, said what they said. I don't want to hear that. Like off the rip. Like they were in there like with I take full accountability for my action. I don't want to hear that. They want to hear that. They were like, before you start all of that, you gonna get the smoke.
Yeah, you was in there? You was in there?
I was.
Did the seller look at you? Like, yo.
I was like this.
Like, yo, I thought, yo, you told me. They probably gonna be mad at us for this segment. It happens. Like, it happens.
I don't have that same story, man. I don't have that same story, right?
Were you the story?
Well, let me tell you this, man. What happened to me before, man? Like a couple times. I've been in the mess since 11, right? And this happened to me, man. And I told my sailor, like the same scenario that you just used, right? I told my sailor, hey, man, you go in there with that same story you just told me. I already got a temperature of the mess too, bro. I already know, you know how we do. We do our little research. We talk to people. And we go blah blah blah, all this stuff. So I did my little heat check. I said, dude, you say what you just told me, you're good to go. Right?
Yeah.
Get up in the mess. This dude done changed his story. And guess who got on him? Me.
You did?
Bro, I didn't got in because this ain't the same story you just told me.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So I done dug him up, man. Then dug him up. But like, so it ain't kind of the same story because not in a way of saying I told him he was good and he got in trouble, or he or she got in trouble. It's the fact that you went in the line.
Yeah.
That's not what you told me. Because he knew that because somebody else already knew the story. So they had him on the ropes. And somebody else had knew the questions to ask. See, I didn't know the right questions to ask, right? When I was telling him to tell me his story. But when he went in there, the mess asked him some other questions and they got him.
Yeah.
Broke him down. Then I got to help him break him down then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have y'all ever been in DRB?
No.
I went one time. Well, it really wasn't. It was kind of a DRB. Let me tell you this story because this and whoever listened to the podcast, they probably gonna remember this story. That was on the ship with me when I went to DRB. So when I was on one of my DDGs I was on, I was young. I was an E5, but I was like 21, 22 years old, right? So all the people I hang out with was a younger crowd. You know, that's my age. And they was like E3s or whatever. They weren't in my division, but they was people I hung out with. So I had duty one night. Well, these guys went out. We went somewhere and they went out and they hit them at the base club for underage drinking. Right? Mm-hmm. So the next day on the ship, they got everybody lined up. They called all these names. I'm talking like 40, 50 names over the one MC. Had them lined up in front of the mess. All you guys going to DRB. Right? And everybody, I'm like, might call my name out. Like, yeah, they calling my name out. In my mind, I'm thinking, why they calling my name out? So I get up in there and they giving me the business for like, and I'm in my mind, I'm laughing at myself. Like, no, I had duty last night. I wasn't even out there. Because they knew that I hung out with these guys. Automatically, they probably thought they had me. But I was in there and the MA, I remember the MAC being in there. I said, well, MAC right here. She know I had duty yesterday. And then they were like, get the hell out of here, man. Like, they was mad, bro. Told me like, get the hell up out of there, man. So yeah. But other than that, and then I went to Captain Mass before, but with that Captain Mass, I didn't go to DRB or XOI. I went straight to Captain.
Oh dang.
Yeah, man.
Makes sense.
Captain want to give me all the smoke, man.
He said, bring him right up here. Just bring him up here, man. I went to a courtesy. I went to like a courtesy DRB. It was the day that I checked out of my command. It was either the day I checked out of my command or the day before. And I was messed up the whole time. Like, shout out to my old chief because he was T8E. He's retired now, but he was T8E when I got in trouble. He was gone. He was like at school or something. And I got in trouble, and I'm still a young sailor because it's my first command, and I'm about to check out, but I'm going through this DRB process. They like, yo, you going to DRB, you're in trouble, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, well, what's going to happen with my orders? And everybody was like, well, you're just going to have to find that out after. Now I'm like smart enough to understand that like it's a little bit more coordination like when it comes to something like that. Mm-hmm. But what happened, and I might have shared this story on a podcast before, but I used to have this T-shirt, right? Well, it's a sweatshirt. It says killer on it, right? That's what the sweatshirt said, killer. It was from like one of those graphic tee stores or whatever, but it said killer. And me and my boy, Mikey, we had like this 8-day like just spree. I drove a Camaro, like it was an SS. It was like all, done up and everything. But we had this 8-day spree of just reckless living, period, right? It was like either 2 weeks or 8 days. It was just reckless living, like all types of craziness we were doing. And we wound up hooking up with some women, and life was just crazy. We like living with them kind of. But one night, like we all got, and I'm not going to say the whole thing to protect the innocent or whatever like that, right? Well, however that goes, right? But then in respect for like those women, because their lives are changed and stuff like that, right? But one day we got way too drunk. So the lady that I knew, she like swung at me and I ducked it, right? I probably told this story on the thing, but I pissed her off because I was drunk. I'm talking to her. I said something that pissed her off. She swung at me. I ducked it. She hit somebody else. She hit like this other woman. Years later, one of my friends, he wanted to marry her. He didn't even know her at that time, but I guess they all like kind of hooked up after that. But she hit the other girl. It was a hard hit too. I'm like, damn, I'm glad that that missed me. But now, mind you, I'm already like, we were drunk. Our intentions was to just go to sleep at these girls' house, and go back to the ship or whatever. The ship was in the yards. However, since we were drunk, we had to go. Like, she was crazy. Somebody was like, yo, let's go. Let's get up out of here. She was going crazy. And I saw the way that hit landed. And I ain't want no hits to land. So I left. We go back to a PPV party. And y'all know how them PPV parties, are. So we go back to a PPV party. At some point in this PPV party, in my head, even though I'm super drunk, like crazy drunk. But in my head, I'm like, yo, this is wrong. Like, it was so much stuff happening at this PPV party. It makes no sense. Like, it was a cesspool of crazy wickedness, right? It was wicked, yo. Y'all know how the PPV parties are, yo. So my drunk ass must have just left. I don't know what happened when, because I was blacked out or something like that. My mom listens to this podcast, man. I'm ashamed about this story. But I was blacked out probably, right? So all I remember really is like the cops, right? It's like scattered imagery now, but I'm talking to the cops in front of like the high, like the Nexus at the high rise or whatever. And then I just remember waking up on a ship. And then when I woke up on the ship, I found out that they did a courtesy turnover. They took me back to the ship. Boom, boom, boom. I was drunk. I'm thinking I'm going to leave the next day. I call my boy. I'm like, yo, where you at? He like, yo, I'm passed out in the car. My foot is on the brake pedal. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. This is a crazy life we live in, right? It was crazy. And it's 8 days. Now, mind you, to kind of like seat the story a little bit, I was the sailor of the year at this time. I was the junior sailor of the year. Yeah, I was the junior sailor of the year. So nothing really happened, right? I'm so drunk. I get a courtesy turnover. They bring me back to the ship. I'm back on the ship. We on a barge. The barge is horrible, right? We all know that it's nasty. I'm trying to get the hell off. CSs. Hey, we talked about CSs last week. The CSs, they take in toilet paper every night. They put in toilet paper. They put in toilet paper in their bags and take in toilet paper. You go to the house of a CS who's stationed on the barge. They got like 80 rolls of toilet paper. But like, so I'm and they got a bunch of orange juice for some reason. But let me get off that. So I'm trying to lead the ship. I found out I can't. They like, yo, you can't lead the ship. You in trouble. You going to DRB. Boom, boom, boom. Right? So I'm like messed up. First of all, I'm still drunk. Second of all, I am a sailor of the year and my name is like great on a ship. So I'm embarrassed, ashamed of myself, the whole nine. Third of all, at some point in this whole thing, I find out that one of our shipmates died back home on leave. They got killed by the cops back home on leave. Right? So now I'm finding out, they keeping me here as well because of that. Like, and to protect me, and it just, things got crazy and they just want me to be there. Right? So I think my boy came back to give me some of my stuff because I feel like he had my car. So I think he came back to give me some of my stuff. And then that next day, I went to not the next day, at some point like during the week. So now I'm just walking around on eggshells. CMC, shout out to CMC too. She was great. Shay. But she got in my ass, She, like, yo, you the seller of the year, like you junior seller of the year, like, what are you doing? Like, you better than this, like, So then I went to DRB. When I knew that it wasn't really officially a DRB, was the uniform. Because I was concerned about it because I wasn't, my stuff was like packed. I'm like about to lead a ship. And my chief wasn't acting like it was too crazy. He was like my go-to when it came to this stuff. So I go there, they get in my ass. They all like, it's all of the damn chiefs was in there too, damn near. The whole mess was in there. And they just get in my ass individually. Each of them individually get in my ass, right? And normally I'm a responder, right? I was humble as hell. That shit humbled the hell out of me. And I found out then that it was like a courtesy DRB. And it was more like hey, you worked so hard for like 5 years straight. Don't go to your next command the way you're leaving here right now in these 8 days. Don't let that mess up your entire career that you set forth. And that checked me. They put me in check. Right there. So I appreciate that. And for me, that's a couple things. One of them is that's a sign that you don't always got to go high and right to like course correct a sailor, because that was as high and right as I was ashamed of myself, embarrassed. It was a whole lot with that, you know what I mean? And I left like that, you know what I'm saying? And then, but they showed me some love as well. And they still continue to show me love throughout the years and follow me. I'm sure some of them even listen to this podcast.
Yeah, man.
See, now all DRBs are bad.
No.
Yeah. What about you, Tish? You ever been to DRB?
I went my first duty station fighting.
For real? Like fisticuffs?
Put some hands on your ass.
Fisticuffs?
No, I gave your ass 2 pieces and a biscuit.
For real?
Right?
No,
gave that 2 pieces. They broke it up, huh?
It was one of those unexpected type where like the drama came to me. I didn't go to it. I didn't create it. It came to my doorstep. So it's just like, all right, well, it's here. I'm not backing down because I ain't soft. Okay?
Yeah.
Message to Joe Budden. Get these hands too. Because we ain't soft. So yeah, it just, it just kind of went down and we were all at DRB. Yeah. It was another crazy person, like this crazy chick, like thought that because I had a roommate. I was at my first duty station. I had a roommate, and all of us at my first duty station, we were all real cool. I was a tomboy back then. So we used to play flag football together on Saturdays. Yeah, we were just like a little, in the military, a little family or whatever. But they started going through a divorce. Like one of the guys, they started going through a divorce, and she just swore up and down that he was sleeping with one of us. Absolutely was not the case. So we had like a birthday. I think my roommate's birthday or something was happening. So we just had like a little get together at our house. So he was supposed to go on a date with her or something because they were trying to work on it. So he decided, well, I'm going to go to the birthday party instead. We ain't know nothing about what he was supposed to be doing. And so she comes up there hot, like on 100.
Squab.
Yeah. And she came up there swinging, so we had to swing back. So it just was what it was. But when we went to DRB, though, she was like, after the fact, he left because we told him like, yo, you bringing drama, you gotta leave. He leaves. She's like waiting on him like around the corner. And she like played chicken with him and flipped his car with her daughter in the car. So that's how that was like her mental state. Like she was crazy.
Like Dom Toretto chicken?
Yes.
Yes. Like
Yes. Yes. She played chicken real? With this dude and flipped his truck.
Me or nobody. Me or nobody.
I'm sorry that a kid was in the car, but she stared him down like Toretto to John Cena. Like, yo.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, I take that back. She didn't say me or nobody. She said my family or no family.
No family at all.
Crazy.
We all going out today. But she ended up getting locked up. But we go to DRB and they're treating her like this poor girl. And we like, yo, this crazy chick came to our house with nonsense. And then she tried to kill her husband with her kid in the car. Like, it ain't even us. It's her at this point. Like, but nothing happened. They dismissed it or whatever. But yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts. Like you come to me with some craziness. Yeah, she had to catch these hands.
Yeah, that was pretty rough though, man. Like husband out there doing whatever. She come to do something about it and got her ass whooped. That's a pretty rough scenario for her, man. Like she came up there to deliver some smoke, got them hands, man. That's kind of crazy.
Remember what I told you, right, David? Remember what I told you, right? How certain parties like can't get their ass whooped. Like the husband that's wilding out, his wife's supposed to win. Like she's supposed to win. Like you just can't like. It's like if your little sibling is getting bullied and you go to the school. The bully not supposed to whoop your ass.
Right,
like,
right.
You supposed to. Like, what you gonna do after that? Like, hey, don't mess with him. You gonna tell you
all crying.
You better leave him alone, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
that
man.
is crazy. So,
man.
In our last episode, we said the word a lot. Right? We said the word a lot. And I want to say this, that like, our opinions are based off, and I know our like long-time listeners, they understand this, but we put out clips. So we might have some first-time listeners and stuff like that. Our people that just watch 25-second clips and feel like that they understand everything that we meant in a 2-hour podcast, right? And I get it. I mean, it's a clip. We open ourselves up to people to decipher these clips however they want to. But I want to personally say for myself that whenever I say a lot, I'm just talking about, like, you could redefine that as most of my experiences show. So if you ever hear me say a lot, because we'd be like, yo, a lot of sellers don't trust this, or yo, a lot of sellers don't, whatever it is. I know no percentages. I know no numbers. I'm going off the sellers that I've spoken with and my very limited scope based off of my very limited experience. If you heard me earlier, I've never even served with anybody in aviation. That's Damon who served with people from aviation. You know what I'm saying? So me personally, I just want to address that. I'm probably still going to say a lot because that's kind of like the way I talk. But I don't mean that in scale, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's a dog on a ship. It's a dog on a Ford. It's a good thing?
I mean, some people are really like pet people, man. So, but I can see some people hating on that shit too, though, man. I can see that happening. Some people just don't like dogs. You know what I mean? I don't know why. But I mean, that too, though. The allergy part of it too. I mean, I can see some sailors come to, I gotta go. I can't go on this deployment, man. I got allergies. I can't be around that dog. You know, I can see somebody trying to use that shit, man.
Anything to get out of the
way. Anything. But
So let's start with the good.
Yeah.
What's the good? Like we're gonna have fun. Hey, for the listeners, we're gonna have fun with this topic. Leave us alone today. We having fun with these topics. Let's start with the good. What's the good?
I think it can be a good morale booster for people who do like dogs. Like, you know, they get to pet the dog and, I mean, I guess walk it around the ship. I don't know. But for animal lovers, I guess it could be a good morale booster.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think the dog is in DC, man. I think the dog like in DC or something. I saw the dog with like firefighting boots on in DC.
Yeah.
No.
And that's probably, no shit though. That's probably how I would use it though. Like me being a damage control man, that's how I would use it. I had that damn dog everywhere like a mascot, man. Like, you know what I mean? For damage control, man. Like everything we do, the dog will be right there.
Had that dog gas free. You gonna have that dog gas free and voids, man.
Oh yeah, man. Get on down there, man. Test it.
Wishbone.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
go out there on the flight deck, see what we got.
CDR. Hey, if the dog don't come back,
now for some shit like that.
you get in trouble, man. You get in trouble, man. I always take out. We say a lot of stuff about dogs that never make our episode. You know what I'm saying? Like I always take it out. I feel like
they always hear him though.
Yeah, I'll say this. You're right about that. I think it's cool. It's expanded operational stress control dog. I think it's a cool thing. I think it's, especially cool for sellers. There's a lot of people who love dogs, man. Like people love dogs. So I definitely think it's cool. We just talk about this, right? We only skimming the surface, no like crazy research. And I know also we've had dogs on ships before, right? Our ships had dog mascots and, and stuff like that. So I definitely think it's cool, but I also think about the dog. It's a lot of sellers on the carrier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of sellers.
Dog might be stressed out, huh?
Yeah. That's a lot of like, that dog could have came down to E-Div on the pre-in-serve day and left out with a damn headache, man. Like, yo, this shop here, there's only 5 of us. Like, we about to vent. Like, yo, this shop here is crazy.
Right.
You ever on a small boy when the chaplain come for a week and like the whole division got appointments? Like, I'm going to see Chubbs. You know what I'm saying? So I just think about that dog, man. That's what I was thinking about. Like, man, that's a lot for, because I think it's just one dog.
We talking about from 5,000 to 7,000 people rubbing that dog head. He probably had no damn hair on top of his head, man.
That dog gonna be stressed out. That dog gonna be stressed out coming to the brow on the third Monday. The third Monday that dog gotta come there. That dog gonna be like, oh, here we go, man.
But there was actually a captain that was fired for bringing a goat on the ship before, and I just found the article about it. It was back in 2015 on the Lake Erie. A Navy captain was fired. You heard about that? So the goat name was
that happening.
Yeah, the goat name was Master Chief Charlie.
Was Lake Erie in Hawaii?
It was based out of Hawaii, but they home port shifted to San Diego.
CEO got fired?
He made Master Chief Charlie do the home port shift.
CEO got fired. What they get? What they get when they get fired, Tish? What type of paperwork they get?
So, pretty much like a forced retire thing. Like, they get a BFC, so they BFC'd them. They did an investigation into the command climate, because that was like where the issue first stemmed from. It was a command climate issue. And then people were complaining about the goat.
What, the goat was stinky or something?
I don't know.
Dude,
the goat was shitting everywhere?
This. I was in Hawaii during this time, bro. And I didn't think about the fire and all that stuff, but we used to have events. We used to have all the events together. Like when we did the chief events and initiation, all that stuff, the goat was always there. I just remember that goat. Man, the goat then shit it everywhere. I remember them having the little. That's probably the issue, man. I'm telling you,
I think it was. Now that I think about it, I think it was the cleaning up. They didn't want to clean up behind it.
Bro.
Yeah. And they had to make that trip from San Diego or from Hawaii to San Diego. And the crew didn't want to. And they had to do. I actually talked to the CMC, whoever the CMC was at that point. And that's who told me about it. So I looked it up just now. Like, let me see if I can find something about it, because I couldn't remember what ship it was.
CMC ain't fight it?
He did.
They let that shit go down?
He tried.
The mess let that shit go down? Hey, I'm about to talk to the best. I'm about to talk to the best, yo.
I tell you what, you gonna talk to the mess. Hey, talk to everyone, all the people who made it on the Lake Erie, because they the one had to take care of that goat during that whole period, bro. And they had to take that goat everywhere, man. That goat, I remember watching that goat, man. Man, I'm talking about shit everywhere, man. Like,
oh, you watched the goat too? You were part of the problem too? You're part of the problem too?
Yeah, I'm part of the problem. I was like, I know Charlie shit with that damn goat, man. Like, good gracious, who gonna be?
You was like a chief select? Was you like a chief select or something?
No. I said to ask the people who had.
You was already a chief? You was already a chief watching it? You was watching the goat?
He was the one who was making him watch the goat.
Because it was like, because look, bro, it was crazy because you thinking about it, man, like, it's a goddamn goat.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? On a damn ship. Like,
you ever thought like, yo, this ain't okay?
I thought it was kind of cool. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, these motherfuckers got a real, but you know what? We live by the goat shit. I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers got a real goat. So I'm looking at it like this some hardcore shit, you know? It's some real cheap shit. Until that motherfucker started shitting there. And I was like, oh, hell no. I remember saying to my boy, man, we standing there and I was watching it go. And that motherfucker did his thing. And I was like, oh, hell. I remember saying the same words, oh, hell. Like, oh,
y'all had to clean it up. Who was cleaning it up?
The
selectees?
Selects. Now, I don't know who was doing it on the ship.
That's why they changed the season.
And
shit like that, why they changed the season.
It was like the sailors that had to do it. It was the sailors that had to do it. And the CO was like, they loved it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
They said the sailors?
Yeah, it was. I think it was the sailors.
No, that didn't go well.
But yeah,
I'm sorry, Master Chief. You got DLC and fire, but
complained about it because they didn't want to take care of the goat. Because it was a big thing. Like, do we leave the goat in Hawaii or take it to San Diego? The CO wanted to take it to San Diego. Everybody else was like, let's just leave it here. But the CO was like, I'm the
CO was the only one. Yeah.
So
I got 51%. The CO got fired.
CO, that's right.
It was the CO that got fired, yeah.
Yeah, man.
The CO I got 51%. It's CO. I'm making a unilateral decision. So, is it like a board, like some type of disciplinary board or something for like when the CO get in trouble like that?
So, I don't know if he ever went to a board. He probably did though, because a lot of times they'll like send them somewhere to a desk job, and they'll either let them retire or they'll have to go to a board. It just kind of depends.
So, what's normally the first thing people say when you walk in for like a disciplinary board? What's normally the first thing y'all hear? The first phrase
for a DRB?
Any type of thing, like maybe just a regular counseling or something. It probably shouldn't be said, but people say it.
What?
Based off of y'all experience. If a seller walk in your room right now,
what do you think you're here for?
Like, that's normally David tries to stay quiet because he knows. David tries to stay quiet because he knows some of this shit toxic. You know what I'm saying? But that's what people say normally when you walk in there. Imagine that, being said to that captain, hey, you know why you here, right? He like, nah, like, why the hell am I here? Motherfucker, you had a goat.
Goddamn goat, motherfucker.
You had a goat on the ship, man. Get out of here, man.
Shit everywhere.
All right.
Get out of here, man. That's crazy. He probably had things to justify it. He probably talk about Admiral Farragut.
Listen, he probably had pictures of Master Chief Charlie as Exhibit A.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
So I got what's wrong with the Navy right now.
Right.
Yeah, the morale. He probably really thought he was building like morale, man.
Right.
He probably read this. It's your ship. He probably read like it's your ship and thought he was changing the game.
Right. People are like,
Well, yeah, I gotta bring some up real quick, man, about this damn just real quick. A little smoke, man, for LCS community, man. So you guys don't get on me a little bit, but I got a little bit of an issue, man. Just a little bit. Yeah. My question, I want to know y'all guys' thoughts on it also, but why in 2023 we still got blue and gold team for LCS?
You gotta tell me what your issue is.
The issue, I'm gonna tell you what my issue is. For a ship, is they got a DCC on there, right? Which is acting as DCA. So now you got two of them on one platform.
Yeah.
Right? You know how many ships I went to, they don't have a DCC? But now you got two of them on this LCS.
It's two DCCs on LCS?
Yes, one on the gold team
and one on
the blue team.
Oh, okay.
Right? Now you done took, and that's almost every rate that's on that LCS. You got two of them of it. I got a problem with that. I don't see why. And then before, they had another training team. I guess they just took this training team away now. I know in San Diego they have. They just kind of moved them over to ATG. So they kind of work with ATG now. But at one point, though, they had a training team, they had a DC-man on it, and they had a blue and gold team.
Yeah.
What in the hell going on around here, man?
Right.
But I thought that, but my whole issue is, though, I thought that was like sooner or later, once everything get up to speed, everything get to rolling, we can kind of like do away with that. You can have like command, but we still doing it in 2023. So that's kind of like my thought about it. I want to know you guys' thought. Like, we should still have blue and gold teams?
I think it's stupid. The whole LCS program, I've heard nothing but horror stories about it from the people that's working it. They just don't understand it. He got the Navy down. There was actually a chief at one of the LCSs that was like, I don't believe in the LCS program. I quit. Like he was like that strongly like against the LCS program to where he was just like, I quit. I ain't doing this no more. Like, send me somewhere else. I'm not doing it.
Was he in San Diego?
He was in San Diego.
I think I know him. I think I was on a ship. I think I was on a ship with a chief that quit. But he just walked off the ship.
Then it might be him.
He's an engineer.
Yep. Yep. That's him. That's them. I actually sat beside him in TAPS class. Coincidentally. But
walked off. He said it was like fucking with his mental health.
Yeah, like it's crazy. And that's the thing too. Like all the folks in LCS, like it is weighing heavily on their mental health too. And then like you just said, the Manning. I didn't even think about that.
Manning.
I never, like, whenever I had an issue with LC, I never thought about the fact that, yeah, they're pulling all the Manning there. And the Navy is, like, really, like, trying to make this program work because they spent so much money. It's like a relationship that you've invested so much in and you don't want to let it go.
Yeah.
That's how the Navy is with the LCS program.
But before you go, Damo, I know Damo, the expert on his LCS, but Tish is not the Manning side of it, meaning I'm just saying two. But the manning of that ship, the size of it, is way undermanned. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to that ship, because especially in damage control, where it's like 3 or 4 DC on there, but they got the same equipment, if not more, than a regular freaking DDG out there and all these other ships. But of course, they got these contractors out there. Mm-hmm. But guess what? The contractors can't show shit.
Right.
Like we go on board to inspect. We inspecting the sailors. We ain't inspecting the contractors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so it's but then they didn't do the maintenance on it. So it's a lot of crazy stuff. But go ahead, Damo.
I don't got much for it. I just know that I was on them and it was 2 crews and they both wasn't on a ship at the same time.
Right.
You know, one crew's on the ship, one crew's off the ship. But a lot of times I think when we train and drill, you might have both crews. Like one crew might be doing drills in the morning and then one crew might be doing drills after like 1400 or something like that. Or if we in the building and we need to qualify to go on a ship, like if we about to relieve a crew, we might find an LCS to go get inspected on and get qualified on so we could go on haul, you know, and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, I don't have I still feel like I was in it. So I don't know from the outside, like what it looks like, how funny it looks, and stuff like that. But I will say that life on the LCS, especially the Fort Worth class, right? That's the class, right? Fort Worth,
I think
Freedom
Independence or some one of them. Yeah.
What is it?
I think it is.
One of them called the Independent class or something.
I think it is.
Is it free?
I know. Fort Worth
it's
is
the Freedom. It's the Freedom class and the Independence class. I was on the Fort Worth. I was on that ship.
Yeah. Okay.
Life was rough, yo. It's not easy. And then it's like, engineering is like. It's like engineering is like downstairs from the mess stacks. Like it's like weird. Like you gotta walk past people eating to get to the engineers. It's like real. It's small. Real. Like it's no engineering shop. Is engineering shop. There's no general work. It's just like the space in the back of the ship. That's too little. That's as much as we love each other, we can't. I'm not trying to do my job around you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's HTs. It's just electricians all in that same space. It's just weird. You know what I'm saying? That's the one variant. The Freedom class. It's weird. I didn't like it. It's funny because I think that's the variant that they keep in longer or something. But I mean, I don't really know that much when it comes to that. The Independence class, I liked it, but it's a lot of new equipment that you've never seen before. Then they got these big ass engineering spaces. Like I know Damon, like you've been on LCSs, right? Just doing drills.
Yep.
What they got like 5 aux spaces, right? I think they got aux 5 and shit. And then they got these really big engineering spaces and you go down there, it's like a reefer and like a VCHT tank. That's like all that's down there.
Nice and clean too. Real nice and big and clean. Nothing down there.
Right. The space with the distillers, Now I'm forgetting equipment. The ROs, the space with the ROs, that's a big ass space. And I swear it's just an RO and like a shaft down there. But you gotta go down that long ass ladder just to see an RO and a shaft. It's bad. Like 20-foot ceilings. And the hardest I've ever worked was on LCS. The one variant specifically, that's the hardest I've ever worked. It was commands I thought I worked harder at. It might have been times that I worked harder, like getting ready for like a drill. But like consistently, like every single day, we gonna be humping. It was on a one variant. The gauges ain't work. We sound in every tank. Chain got us sound in every tank. Maintenance that's supposed to be higher level maintenance, we were doing it. And what's like the selling point for like LCS? Like one of the things is like, yo, you not gonna do all the PMS. It's gonna be civilians doing the PMS, and we doing PMS that like you supposed to have contractors do. We were doing it. The generator was messed up. Like the starter for the generator, like on the ship I was on, the starter for the generator was messed up. So like we would have to go at like a certain RPM and like kick in like I forgot like what we had to do, but like a certain time after starting the generator, we had to go like kick the starter in gear so it could start, and we had to cut it out. It was like a weird thing, I know I'm misquoting it because it's been a while. But the starter didn't. Every time we started the generator, we were like at the starter doing something. It's crazy, man. Yeah. So I don't know, but like I know your thing was specifically on like 2 crews, and that part of it, I can't. I thought it was okay to be 2 crews. So I guess you think like 1 crew should just man 1 LCS or something like that, and just make the crew bigger.
I think that just from a manning standpoint, man, like what you like, and then I'm a pride too, man. That's my ship, that's my stuff, my spaces, and my this and my that. You got 2 crews, you really ain't really even doing it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's not.
But then the other thing too, I want to say, man, first off, I respect all the LCS guys. And one of my biggest things respecting them, because I couldn't see myself forever like doing 3-section duty forever.
Yeah.
3 sections for 3 years, 4 years, and having duty every 3 days.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Man.
They got a good community. They got a close-knit community. Like, period. Like LCS between LCS, they got a close-knit community. So if you suck, like if you trash, that word spreads too very fast.
Real quickly. I know. Trust me.
People, they start doing like extra little checks if they relieving somebody that they know ain't the best. Like, let's start walking through early. like we relieving EM1. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
My question for y'all is about the motorcycle safety program.
Mm-hmm.
Is it any value in having a motorcycle safety program in 2023?
Yes. It's value in it. I got like 2 things of why I think it's valuable. One
before you say that though, if I told you that the MCPON didn't think so, would you change your mind?
I wouldn't. Especially after you just told me that I wouldn't.
Yeah, right. Like, I'm standing my ground. I ain't saying. I want to go on record and saying I'm not saying that the MCPON said that or not. Like just so y'all know, but I just want to know what Damon.
Yeah, I think it's valuable, man. One is making sure you got all the qualifications you need to drive a motorcycle, right? For that safety reason. And the second is because statistics, right? Like that's what we live by, man. Like you get to be able to track the numbers, like how many people had accidents, how many people died, how many people did this. So when you go up there and they do their motorcycle training, they can say, hey, motherfucker, we just had 50 motherfuckers that died in the last. You sure you want a motorcycle? Shit. But yeah, I mean, I think it's valuable though.
We might get to argue. I love it. What about you, Tish?
Well, they offer it out in town. So I think they should just go out in town and get it. There's value in it, the course in itself, but I just think they should go out in town and get it. Because right now it's run by the MWR or something like that, or
it's like a collateral duty. Like you get like a chief or
the collateral.
That's like a job for them. Yeah, that's like a whole job for them.
Because look, I'm gonna tell you something.
It's a weak-ass collateral.
Hey, Tish. It's a weak-ass collateral, but you know what? That collateral is probably written in blood. It's probably a reason why. That collateral is there.
For sure.
Right?
Don't matter.
Yeah, it does matter. It does matter. If shit start happening at a large rate of people hurting themselves, people dying, or whatever the case may be, something's gonna get put in place.
Yeah.
Right now, it may not be as bad, but at the point that program first came out, it probably got bad.
Was.
Yeah. So we talk about right now. Like, how come there's no other vehicle safety program?
I was about to say there's not. Well, driving for life, drivers for life?
It's all of that. Why motorcycle just not looped up in that? Those initial trainings, and then you go do training out in town.
Yeah.
It's a motorcycle safety coordinator listen to this podcast right now fired up because they totally disagree. They totally disagree with me. And they feel like they got a valid collateral. I'm sorry. I don't want no smoke with you, boss. You know what I mean? I don't want no smoke with you.
Hold on. But Damo, you think it's valuable enough to loop it in with something else. So it's still valuable. Now I'm with you counting on that too. They don't have to be a separate thing, but we still talking about it though, right?
I think it's archaic. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree that like just add it to vehicle safety and summer safety and every other safety. But I don't think we need this collateral with this person that's tracking everybody with a motorcycle and somebody getting a motorcycle that dated. The person that get in an accident be the one person that the motorcycle safety coordinator didn't know had a motorcycle. He's like, oh, I wasn't tracking him.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, such and such, he like lost his leg on 95. Oh yeah, I wasn't tracking him. He never came through me or whatever like that. I just don't like it as a collateral duty. I think it's archaic. I think it probably was a time that it was like new and fresh and we jumped on like making sure we had a collateral duty. I mean, the Navy been around since ships were like made out of wood. I don't think motorcycles was around when the Navy started. So I think at some point when motorcycles got popular, they was, oh yeah, we need to do safety for this. Let's make sure we do this. At this point, it's archaic. Loop that shit in with all the other safety and like when they tell you like not to use a grill in a house. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Y'all know that one joint, right? Like, yo, don't barbecue in the house, man.
Right before Thanksgiving.
That's probably written in blood too.
Summer.
That's written in blood too, right, Damon?
Yeah.
Like at some point, somebody was grilling, like making ribs in the house in the living room because the game was on and they wouldn't miss nothing.
That shit was written in skin.
Fried skin.
I tell you, hey, motorcycle safety. Come for Damo, man. Come for Damo.
Damon, were you ever a motorcycle safety collateral duty holder?
No, I wasn't. Let me tell you my little quick, quick story, man. I was going to get a motorcycle, right? It was my whole plan. I was going to get me a motorcycle and I was going to be rolling. And my wife said, no, you ain't getting no motorcycle. I knew you was about to say that. It wasn't no arguments. It was just like, I guess she had one of her friends or somebody, happened to her when she was a little young. And it was like straight, like, what happened? And then for all the, the tough guys out there that think, you know what I mean? I'm just going, no, I'm getting the motor. No, it didn't happen like that for me, man.
I'm getting the motor.
And I don't have one in 2023.
You got a picture of a motorcycle on your screensaver. That's
as close as I'm getting to that motherfucker.
I tested my wife with that motorcycle stuff. She wasn't having it, man.
Yeah, man.
I tested her, and I knew it. I understood. Didn't Joan pull up in a motorcycle like at his house, like his wife? He just pulled up one day.
Yeah,
that's crazy, yo. Yeah, one of our old top snipes. He just pulled up in a motorcycle, man. Yeah. I think he skydove too before he. I think he might have went. Because I did it too. I ain't tell my wife
when I skydove. Yeah, he had done so many things that popped me that I was like, what in the world? Is he doing? Like, you don't know because you don't. I mean, we don't didn't know him like that. But man, he was doing some shit like eye popping. Like, damn, that's Joan on that motorcycle. Got all looking good on that motorcycle too, man. Like, look at Joan.
Yeah, about to retire, man.
Singing at his retirement. That blew me away too, bro. Like,
he sang at his own retirement.
Yeah, he sang a song.
Oh wow,
he sang a song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that joint was dope. That was a heartfelt retirement. That was like a sad joint. Like, damn near sad, man.
Yeah, that was a sad retirement.
Look at life different, man. You know what I'm saying? That shit make you look at life. He had like adult kids and, a lot of their life.
Yeah.
He spoke on it too, man. It wasn't no like real quick, bam. No, they spoke on it, man.
Yeah.
Like everything. It was crazy.
Shout out to him too. He was dope.
Yeah, shout out to him. I see him. I saw him like, he's a civilian guy, man. He go accident on LCSs, man. He just walk on board and inspect some little gauges or something and go home every day.
Yeah.
I saw him a couple times.
Yeah. I got a non-Navy topic. A student pepper sprayed her teacher for taking her phone, right? I hate when people make everything a race thing, so I ain't even going to really get into that. That's what the conversation became. It became like a race conversation. I ain't even going to get into that part of it, right? Because I think it's weird that everything has to become that, right? But a student pepper sprayed her teacher for taking her phone. And some things I think is like clear cut. For instance, we post a couple clips this week about like sexual harassment. And I thought it was clear cut until I'm seeing people arguing points on YouTube about sexual harassment. Like, I thought it was clear cut. I didn't know people were still victim blaming in like 2023, right? So, yeah, I got smoke for y'all. But the teacher, you know, as the video starts, the teacher got the phone. She get, you know, give me my phone, give me your phone. And then she just pepper sprayed him twice. I've been seeing a lot of things happening in schools that I think we talked about a little bit. I think it's crazy. I think what's going on in these schools is crazy. But like, it was a divided response to the teacher pepper spraying. I mean, the student pepper spraying the teacher. The response was divided. What's your thoughts on this?
I don't understand how they were divided. Like, how can you be on the kid's side?
A lot of people, it wasn't that they were on the kid's side. It was like they was bringing up points about, somebody brought up this point that like, schools need to embrace phones because the world is changing. Somebody brought up this point that her phone was her property and the teacher shouldn't take it. The teacher had jeans and a shirt on. So somebody brought up a point that if teachers didn't dress like the students, they wouldn't have to deal with this type of stuff. It was a lot of reach. Like it's like, it was a lot of different, like, I thought it was clear cut. Like, yo, she wrong. She shouldn't pepper spray and boom, boom, boom. But it was a lot of people saying he was wrong.
No, I don't agree that he was wrong. Because if they have a phone in the classroom and it's out, they're distracted by it. And so it needs to be put away.
Yeah.
And these kids nowadays, you tell them to do something and they don't. Like, I just had a meeting with my son's teacher and he was like, yeah, sometimes I'll catch him playing games because they get issued iPads. And he'll catch him playing games on the iPad when he's supposed to be working. So it's like, yeah, there's a reason why it needs to be put away. Because what are you doing with your phone?
Yeah.
So I'm 100% like they should not. Like, my son can take his phone to school, but their school policy is that it cannot be out during, like, once that bell, I think it's either once the bell rings or once they get on campus, but they cannot have their phone out at all. And it can't go off.
What would the thoughts be of like every class that the student takes their phone into, like having like a bin or something to put your phone in? Is that like not okay?
I would be here for it. If it's going to keep my kid from being distracted, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
But maybe that's in my adult life where I work, because we can't take phones inside. So we put them in a lockbox. So that's kind of what I'm accustomed to. So I'm like, oh yeah, there's no problem with it.
Yeah. I tell you what, man, my thoughts on it, man. First, I like to know the policy, like that policy. That's the first thing I want to know about it. And yes, it's your property, but if it's a policy or anything about you having it out, you know, doing class, I mean, what the teacher's going to do? You know what I mean? I mean, shit I got took from me when I was coming up in school. You had it wrong. I don't care what it was. They'd take your shit. And you'll get it after the class or whatever the case may be. But that was back in my time too, though. The second thing is, what's the policy on having pepper spray at school? Right? Like, what? Ain't anybody talking about that? Like the police officers having pepper spray to do motherfuckers so they can take them down, so they can put their hands behind their back. And we just openly just spraying motherfuckers. Like, I know you can own pepper spray. I'm talking about for kids, though.
Like, what?
You know
why
what I mean?
was
Like,
it in school? Yeah, why was
having it to open it? Like openly, like spraying motherfucker. Think about that. That started happening in school. Like, say 2 girls or 2 boys getting to it in class. They just whipped out some pepper spray.
And everybody blind.
I mean, like, what the hell?
Right.
What's that policy?
Yeah.
Like, that's another thing that kind of threw me off. I saw the video too yesterday when I was scrolling through stuff. I'm like, this is crazy.
Oh, you watched it?
Let me tell you how crazy the video was if you haven't seen it. Sprayed him first time. This girl was about to spray him some more. Like, when he was on the ground, like, I think he sprayed him the second time. He went down on his knees. Hey, he was about to get the bit of some more.
Wow.
She wanted that phone, man. It was crazy video, though. I mean, like, and then you're right, everybody standing around, everybody looking. No one wants to engage. Even the class and stuff was like, the class, like went out in the passageway. Then the teachers, like, seemed like everything was divided. Normally you see people like try to.
He called it the passageway.
The passageway?
Oh, yeah, the hallway. But yeah, like everything was like divided though. You know what I mean? Like ain't nobody want to step in.
Yeah.
She sprayed this dude one time, ain't nobody stepped in.
Yeah, yo.
Like she's standing out, like, give me my phone. Like, it's still like, let's go type
Right.
stuff.
Yeah,
No
like my phone.
in.
Even like when the other teacher pulled up, like, yo, like, you can't. Yeah. She's like, so what? I want my phone. I want. Yeah. The other teacher looked like he ain't want to get sprayed.
Right. She's like,
yeah.
There has to be a policy against bringing pepper spray to school though, because they can't bring like BB guns or toy guns or anything like that. So I would think that they can't bring something like pepper spray too. Like, why would they even feel that it's necessary? Like, what are they doing at school where they feel like they need pepper spray to protect themselves?
And the last thing is too, man.
I went to high school.
Like this shit is starting to be wild.
Yeah.
Like all these stuff we see on these videos from these kids at school, man, this stuff is wild.
Yeah.
I was me and my wife were talking the other day. Ain't no way we'll be doing the stuff I be seeing. Talking back, any of that stuff wouldn't happen in school, man. These people at my school was like father figures, mothers, like all that stuff. When they talk, you listen. It's yes, ma'am, no, sir, yeah, all that stuff. I can't even fathom how this stuff is going in class right now. And I just had a meeting with my son, when my wife had a meeting, and she said the same thing about the phones. Like he has his phone out in class. And I know this little dude is distracted as hell. You know what I mean? Like shit, like you got a phone?
Right.
Shit, I'm trying to get you to do your homework and you got a phone?
Exactly.
In class? Shit. But man, it's like, it's great from the fights. Like, no shit.
Yeah, because I was going to say bullying is at a fucking all-time high. I don't know the stats, but bullying is crazy.
Yeah. And fighting a teacher, putting hands
I've been seeing that a lot.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hands?
Crazy. Ain't no way.
Like,
y'all saw the one where the girl tried to fight the teacher, the substitute teacher, and the teacher
put hands on her?
Yeah.
Full mounted her. Her whole ass was out. Her whole booty was out.
You just see the one with the dude? Like the old school teacher?
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. Yeah. But I mean, it's almost like these teachers need to have pepper spray.
Yeah,
teachers. It's a lot. It's a whole lot like of serious shit that need to happen. That like it's probably a whole topic in itself. That probably got to do with funding and training.
I just think of you right at the moment. That's a whole topic in itself. Man. I just think about man what I would do, man. I be trying to like calm situation. I be trying to like I'm the guy that like see the situation and try to calm it down before it get too much. Yeah, man. When them kids hit me, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really don't know my reaction. They hit me with a 2-piece. What I'm gonna do is sit back and say, "Hold up, son."
Right.
I don't know. I really don't know my reaction to it, man.
Like that old school dude.
I'm gonna do take 2 more. Like I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Nah,
yeah, man. That's like,
I be going to jail.
Right.
What,
for real.
You gotta be careful, man.
Get my mug shot ready.
Be careful, man.
I'm not the one you think I am, brother. I will take 20 years of the military and beat your ass. You understand me?
That's the shit. David to be as the substitute. David the substitute teacher.
Yeah, man. Substitute teacher.
Hey, was that clip from that dude in the grocery store?
No, that's the dude. He was at the hotel.
Oh, okay.
He was at the hotel and he was the hotel security guard. He was acting like that was his hotel. He like, yo, this my spot. Like, you don't come in my place. Yeah, he was a wild dude. Yeah. He must have been an AB, yo. He must have been like
man.
He must have been an AO,
man. That's his spot.
Yeah, he must have been an AO. So we got a question from a listener who listened to our last episode. It's called "The Things That Are Not Pretty." And it's featuring CTR1, Desiree Brigham, for the host of Caesar Triumph podcast. And she got into our story. It was a whole lot of stuff that had to do with like sexual harassment and, things of that nature, being ostracized. And that's what the person said. They said, experience a lot of cases such as this. And I'm wondering, where's the Navy now with their EOSH strategy? Has it been enhanced? Is it more proactive than before? How regularly are COs, CCS, SEMIOs evaluating their programs? YN1 retired. My answer to all of those questions, it's going to sound real bad to somebody that's digging. But it's yes. And then they're being evaluated at least twice a year. But the strategy has been updated twice, like 3 times over now. It has been enhanced. Like, for instance, like bullying is now near. Sexual, like revenge porn is now added. Being proactive, like the program, right, is there. And that's what, like, some of that stuff Mick was saying with the say-do stuff. Right. A lot of the policy, paperwork, and programs are there. It's just how that stuff is carried out, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything. And also, you know, in these programs, man, people lose their jobs, so you got to take it seriously. You know what I mean? So they always looking into the program. They always trying to make it better. They always trying to do these things because that's one of the big programs. So I want you, Damo. I agree with everything. And then, of course, the timing when they look at the program, that's all in black and white and all that stuff. So.
Yeah.
There was just a recent changes last year.
Yep.
And they've even changed the way we investigate it. So where now if there's a sexual harassment side of it, that command can investigate. It has to go to the higher level commander, and they have to investigate it and they have to act on it, which was not the case before. So, I mean, yeah, it's forever changing. It's forever changing. So,
yeah,
the Navy is taking it seriously, I feel.
For sure. Speaking of changes, Fort Hood, we still see you out there. You know what I'm saying? We still see y'all out there, man. Y'all try to do the switcheroo. You know, they changed the name. Honestly, like, and this is just me talking, but honestly, I would be focused on the reputation of my installation before I decide to change the name and give it another namesake, because the other, and I could be sounding totally ignorant. And somebody please tell me if I am. But the other namesake now, in my opinion, I think you're doing that person a disservice. You know what I mean? Like, let's fix us first. And after we fix us and we got something that we could stand on and something that, other people stand. And I know Fort Hood ain't all the way bad. Nothing is all the way bad. But we got some things we need to focus on. That, like, for me, that name change just seemed like it's happening at a weird time. It seemed like we trying to, like cover. Like the old commercials where they like got like the little special and the dude came through like 6 different times with like 6 different, like, yo, it ain't me. It's like,
right.
That's my own personal opinion. I could be completely wrong. This could have been years in the making.
My personal opinion about it is that if you change that name, you better change the thing that's going on there. It better be more than just that name change. Right.
The culture needs to change.
The culture, everything should be changing also. And like you said, Damo, before you even change that name, though, so I hope that already didn't happen. And now you decide to change the name so it won't associate your command with that name no more. But things should have happened before that, though. Right? So I'm hoping all that happened already. And now you didn't change the name. But yeah.
Yeah. I was at a meeting this week, like a meeting with a bunch of captains and stuff like that. And we ain't gonna be here too long, y'all. My mom, the last couple episodes, she'll be like, yeah, that episode was long, I'm like, yes. So we ain't gonna be here too long, you know what I'm saying? But my mom is the pulse point, you know what I'm saying? My mom is the pulse point of all this.
Big shout out to mom.
Shout out to mom.
Yeah, man.
Diamond supporter. Let's go.
Yeah, she make it happen, man. Hopefully she get one of them blenders, Damon, man. You know what I'm saying? If she true to it, hey, mom, if you true to it, mom, grab a Black and Decker from Damon. Grab a Black and Decker from David, our ninja, if you real with it. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to moms, man.
But so a conversation we were having, it was about Wi-Fi in the barracks and this whole new, like, it's supposed to be like a new bill for barracks, and the barracks supposed to be better and stuff like that, right? But one of the conversations was that it was going to be stronger Wi-Fi. I'm happy with that because we do the podcast virtually, and I'd be distraught if I had the same kind of Wi-Fi like y'all got over there in Cali. So I'm totally happy with Teach quiet. Teach though she can't say that. I feel like I got one up. I feel like, yeah. So look, I'm happy with that because you need a lot of Wi-Fi to do, to do the pod. But it was a conversation with leaders of commands, and these leaders of the commands, they were saying that they had an issue with, the issue wasn't with the Wi-Fi, but the issue was with the fact that sellers don't do things personally, like physically anymore, like interact anymore versus like, they were talking about pre-COVID, like for instance, like the auto shops are now closed. We just can't afford to keep, on certain bases, like we just can't afford to keep them up. MWR never really rebounded from the MWRs that we were discussing. They never really rebounded from things closing down at COVID. Like people kind of learned that they could go into a bubble and learn that they don't have to come out of this bubble. I think COVID is officially over. Like right now, and I think that's been in the news. But so one of the things is some of the things the CEOs were saying was like, hey, we need to still do things to get these sellers out of their rooms and like in the same area together. And me personally, my observation was like, damn, I think it's a bit of a disconnect between what the CEOs want and what they gonna get. Because I feel like this generation, like networking and cohesion and being together and all of that stuff, it's online, I think. Like, I think it is in these, rooms. I don't think people want to physically, like, go play, like, ultimate frisbee. I don't think people want to do that anymore. But I'm interested in, like, y'all takes on that idea.
Yeah, I would have to agree. My son, I can't, like, he only wants to do, like, electronic type stuff. Like, when I was discussing with him my issues that I'm having with my webcam, and my technical issues, like he got excited about like having to do the research and trying to figure out what's wrong with my equipment around here. They like the techie, like being on, like playing. His idea of play is video games, or they even go on YouTube and watch people play
games.
Games. Like it's crazy, but like that's just what they like doing. They don't really get into the whole physical thing anymore. So yeah, they can put all this money into trying to have, like, they put their money into like recreation rooms thinking that's going to be a great idea and it's going to get them out. It's going to be dusty because they're not going to be in there. So they may as well just kick up the Wi-Fi and just let them do what they do.
Yeah, time's changing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You got to do things that's useful, man. And the thing about it is, man, like even with the hobby shops, man, go on Google. I don't need to go in the hobby shop for nothing else. You know what I mean? Like I can see them shutting that down. Some of them anyway, because of that, man. Like anything I can go in and a person show me how to do it, I just go on Google and look at it.
I go on YouTube. I learned so much stuff off YouTube. I be all under the toilet or under the sink in the toilet based off YouTube.
I never went to a hobby
with the
shop.
rooms and stuff on base though, man. I just feel like that's where these sailors stay at. Whatever they need, you know what I mean? That's there. We need to try to help them out. All these freaking shady ass rooms, shit don't work. You know what I mean? We talking about Wi-Fi, but it's a lot of other problems that's being these barracks rooms and stuff, man, that I think we should be looking at and
just in the workstations. Yeah. Like the facilities I was just reading an article earlier today about Navy facilities being horrible and lack of money.
Yeah.
To fix them.
Yeah. I read like an article saying that like we don't spend money that we could use for facilities. Like we just kind of give it back or something. I don't want to get into it because I don't have the article, but I read something like that. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I never been to a hobby shop, y'all. I've never been to a hobby shop.
I feel like I've been once.
I have not. Well, I don't say I haven't went to. I haven't went to it and worked on my vehicle. I've went to it for them to like help me buy, like make sure I got the right part to buy it. I buy it from them too. So I went there for that, but not for them to actually like help me.
You know why I never went?
Why?
Brand new vehicles?
No, because it was always, I ain't living like that. It was always on base, so when I was off work, I was trying to get off the damn base.
Exactly.
and if it was open on Saturday, I wasn't trying to go. It was like I think like a 2 or 3 week period where the hobby shop was like, for some reason, it was lit. It was kind of lit. I don't know if it was like a couple cute girls had like messed up cars or whatever. But I remember like we went there like we went there like a couple times to hang around, like to be around the hobby shop. And act like we know what we was talking about. You know, you try to do that, you just go over there. That's where they, doing that at. But we know what the hell, we was talking about. But outside of that, I never, and I think they like really close to gas stations on some bases too. But I never went because it's like on base. I'm trying to get my ass off of base. And one of the main reasons is because traffic get crazy as hell.
Right.
Our traffic is crazy. Our traffic already was crazy. I'm trying to get my ass to the house. Like,
Facts. Especially when you about to go to VA.
But yeah, so that was a conversation. It was another thing they talked about was suicide statistics. And we could probably just stop here, but I don't know where they got these numbers from or nothing like this. So this is definitely irresponsible reporting. But the numbers that they read out said suicides based on relationships were 47% and mental health was 36%. So people commit suicide based on relationships about 10% at a 10% higher rate. And then some of them are like mixed together. So it could be mental health and / relationship. But that for some reason that just, stood out to me that was the number one reason why people unalive themselves is based off of relationship issues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can see that though. I can really see that with just a story you talked about earlier with the young lady or with a husband or whatever it was, right? Like she was ready to give it all away, right? Because of the relationship, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I can kind of, see that, man. You put a lot of in relationships, man. We put a lot of effort in. We put a lot of time in. And we think it's going in this type of way, and all of a sudden you get an eye opener, like what? And then I didn't put all this that just wasted now, all this wasted time. And people every person is not built the same for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not. We different when it comes to our mental makeup. So I can see the statistic being correct. You know what I mean? When I look at it.
Yeah, it's also really hard to let down somebody that you built so much with, you know what I mean? If you climb the whole mountain with somebody, you know what I mean? And then when y'all get to the peak or whatever, you tell them that you've been on steroids the whole time or something like that. You know what I mean? And they've been going through the struggle, struggle, thinking you in that same struggle, and that's probably a really bad analogy. But you get up there and just tell them everything that y'all built this whole thing off of is a lie, or everything that you built this whole thing off of is now broken. You know what I mean? People lose jobs. It's a lot of being married or whatever. You could be super true and you could be 100%, but you still, in my thought process is you still want to present yourself in a way. I still want to be a protector. You know what I mean? I still I would be hurt or embarrassed or ashamed of myself if I got exposed in front of my wife. You know what I'm saying? So you still kind of want to be a protector. You still want to bring something to the table, finance, whatever you do, you still want to bring something to the table. So it's hard when those things fall down. You know what I mean? She find out, you go bankrupt or something like that, or this happened, or you lose everything. It's hard. You know what I mean? And I know some of that is that, and then some of that be breakups. When people build. We had a seller, when I first got to the shit me and Damon was on, whose life ended, due self-imposed, and it was due to a relationship. I think it was due to a relationship. I think that's the story that we got. A lot of times when those relationships end, and people don't know what to do with themselves, And in my case now, and I've been me and my wife, 8 years, it's been a while now, what's life without that?
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Back.
You gotta, a lot of every single thing that you do. I mean, you ain't grab the bread, you know what I mean? We used to make 2 sandwiches, I used to grab 4 pieces of bread, and then laugh a little bit, but it's sad. Anything you do, you grab the remote, man, we used to, it's almost to a point I don't even watch shows without my wife. You know what I mean? I don't she watch a lot of stuff without me or whatever. She just move on without me. But me, I'm not putting nothing on. hey babe, like, come check this out. And she ain't the greatest of show watching partners. You know what I mean? But it's like, yo, babe, come here, come check this out. Or come watch your phone the whole time while it's on. Or whatever. But I don't even watch stuff without her. You know what I mean? So it's sad that love could spring about such a painful, thing at the end of it all.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Yeah,
definitely.
That's crazy, man. Good way to end it right there, right?
Yeah. My book, I ain't gonna get into it. I read a book called Make Your Bed. I think most of the people in the military know about that book, Make Your Bed by Admiral William H. McRaven. I read that. Check it out. If you never read a self-help book, read it. If you read a whole bunch of self-help books, you could skip it. You know what I mean? But yeah, Admiral William H. McRaven, Make Your Bed. This was fun. This was fun, man.
Good episode, man.
Yeah.
I loved it, man. Mississippi, stand up.